How's it going, guys? And welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at underused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Kenulox. If you'd like to farm a Kenulox for yourself, you can get it as a quest reward from the transaction packed side quest in Desolation's Edge on Necrotafeo. Simply make your way through a side quest which goes on for way too fucking long to receive the Kenulox at the end. After having completed the side quest, you can then receive another Kenulox through either the Iridian Fabricator or the Crazy Oral Vending Machine. The Kenulox is a unique blue rarity Dahl sniper rifle. The Kenulox has completely locked parts, meaning that there is only one variant of this weapon and every roll will be exactly the same, which does mean that it is locked to shock damage and unfortunately cannot legitimately roll with any anointments. Along with that, while you can swap between firing modes, both of them are fully automatic. The unique effect of the Kenulox is simply that it shoots out two bullets which will diverge from each other. The Kenulox has only ever received one buff, being the 20% overall damage buff to sniper rifles. Now, before actually getting into the specifics of the Kenulox itself, I want to give some context to my thoughts by sharing my opinions about Dahl sniper rifles. Simply put, I fucking love them. I love how they feel to use, I love how they look, they're probably my single favorite class of weapon in Borderlands 3. But unfortunately, out of the 4 legendary Dahl sniper rifles, there's only one that's really actually good, and that's the Sandhawk, which is barely a fucking sniper rifle. The runner-up is the Stalker, but it's only good when you're using it with a terror build. The best Dahl sniper rifles in this game are unironically the fucking purples. A good roll of a Diamondback, a non-unique purple weapon, is the best in class for Dahl sniper rifles. And while that is actually a good weapon, and I do genuinely use it even at the endgame in a lot of my builds because, again, I love Dahl sniper rifles, it's pretty fucking frustrating to see just how shafted they were when it came to legendaries. Randy, listen, buddy, I'll do fucking anything, just give me the pitchfork. But with that all being said, let's move into the actual point of this video, the Kenulox. And honestly, the Kenulox is probably the best of the unique Dahl sniper rifles, and I mean like true sniper rifles. Again, we're not counting the fucking Sandhawk as a sniper rifle here. Anyone who says otherwise can get the fuck out. But even being the best, it just comes with its own set of problems. First of all, it does fall off pretty fucking hard at True Guardian Takedown. However, to be fair, it is a blue rarity Dahl sniper rifle. It's trying its best. The damage on anything below that is pretty average, honestly nothing too impressive. However, it is important to keep in mind with that this damage is from an unanointed blue rarity weapon, which, with that context, does make it far more impressive and shows the potential that the Kenulox has. It does have damage to hold up to some of the not so great legendaries, but still impressive for what it is. But of course, having those locked parts and not being able to be anointed, along with being locked to shock damage, is also a pretty big hit. But not only that, being locked to full auto is also not so great. Being the only somewhat decent, unique Dahl sniper rifle, I've played around a lot with this thing. I've given it anointments, which I'll show some footage of later on in the video, but I've also given it semi-auto, burst fire, I've changed the element, and when you start doing that shit, this thing actually starts picking up really fucking well. The biggest drawback to this is simply that it is a quest reward, and because of that, it has entirely locked parts. If the Kenulox was able to roll with the variety of just any other usual weapon, it would be totally fine. Dare I say maybe even good, but unfortunately, that's just not what we have here. But while much more minor, there is one more downside here, and it is definitely still worth noting. Because of the diverging projectile pattern, the Kenulox is kind of a little bit difficult to use at a long range, as a sniper rifle should, and tends to excel more in mid-range because of it. But let's see how this is with an anointment. If you would also like to give the anointed Kenulox a try though, in my Discord server I have a save file which has anointed variants of all the unanointed weapons that I've showcased in this series. But getting into it, I mean, yeah, this is just a huge fucking upgrade to this thing. I mean, there's really just not much more to say. It's just actually pretty damn good once it has an anointment on it. It's still not like amazing and completely spectacular, but it does bring it just that little bit closer to showcasing the potential that this thing has. In short, the Kenulox is good, but it's only good as a result of the fact that there really isn't a lot in the way of Dahl sniper rifles. It still does get outperformed by a purple Diamondback, as does a majority of the legendary Dahl sniper rifles. Personally, I really wish that the Kenulox got the redistributor treatment, where it went from being a pretty good blue rarity unique to a little later on returning as a legendary weapon, and in the redistributor's case, became one of the most popular and one of the best legendary SMGs. The Kenulox is honestly probably like the poster child of the Dahl sniper rifles because it perfectly encapsulates them. They're cool as fuck and filled with missed potential. But that's gonna about do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all that. Down in the description will be a link to my Twitch channel where I'll be live right after this video goes up, and just below that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.